as
Sunny Hannah Amateur Tournament for Champions with your host, Jim Penna.
Good evening. I'm Jim Penna, and welcome to an hour-long special dedicated to the 50 years of the Sunny Hannah Amateur Tournament for Champions. We began tonight's show with a bit of a history lesson. We continue with two men who have a knack for making history. Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus have had an incredible impact on the world of golf. They also share some common ground, those first steps towards immortality taken right here at Sunny Hannah.
That was my first amateur tournament I ever played in. So that was a very big tournament for me. It's obviously one of the biggest tournaments in amateur golf. And I'll never forget the first day I was paired up with Jay Siegel and Alan Doyle. And I will never forget setting that first tee and looking when Alan Doyle's lined up. I thought for sure he was going to hit it straight left in the tree somewhere. I couldn't believe where he was lined up, and I was thinking, this guy has won the tournament before. Obviously, he knows the line that I don't know. And then he loops it under and hits it right down the middle of the little draw. I'm thinking, oh, okay, this will be interesting. He ended up winning the tournament that week. And I came back again the following year and had just a fantastic time.
It was Tiger Woods' first amateur start, and it was Jack Nicklaus's first amateur start as well, a fact he recalled at the start of his memorial tournament.
Those of you who don't know what Sunny Hannah is a pretty significant amateur tournament. And it's a tournament that players really fight to get an invitation to. And I got this invitation to Sunny Hannah not knowing why I got an invitation to Sunny Hannah. And of course I gladly accepted it, and I gladly went over and played.
To be the best, play the best. The unofficial theme of the Sunny Hannah Amateur. Tiger Woods feels the same.
Well, I think it's totally different. Back then I was very new to the game of golf. That was the first jump I ever had from kids my age to now I'm playing adults, and it was a very big learning experience for me. And I wanted to soak up as much knowledge as I possibly could from the event, from the players, veterans of amateur golf. I was very wet behind the ears. I didn't really know anything about amateur golf, so that was a very neat experience for me.
Of course, to many, it's more than just the score in terms of what's important. That's why a lot of folks are more proud of the invitation to the Sunny Hannah Amateur than they are of actual wins in other tournaments. Our first featured foursome tonight comes with an impressive resume. 39 tour victories among this group. They have played in every golf major, amateur and professional. Craig Stadler.
Well, I won the U.S. Amateur in '73. I was junior in college, 73-4, so just coming off my junior year in college. Just playing, whatever I could in the summer. Played the Porter Cup and Eastern Amateur and Sunny Hannah and U.S. Amateur, Western Amateur. Played 6 or 8 tournaments in the summer. That was certainly one of the ones you got excited when you got the invitation in the mail to play, though.
Sunny Hannah is a tournament for champions. Young champions who, despite already being among the game's elite, found themselves watching the mailbox hoping for an invite.
It meant kind of that you'd arrived, and so to get an invitation to Sunny Hannah meant a lot to me. There's been so many great players in the past that have competed there and then gone on to really great things on the Pro Tour and just in state amateurs too. There's been a lot of good players continuing to go back there.
The thrill of the invite is in every sense a special delivery. These players have sent postage from courses all over the world, but years of PGA winning has never taken the shine off of getting that original stamp of approval.
It was an honor for me to get invited at 16 or 17 years old, and it was fun, a lot of fun to play there. And I wish I had learned to play big tournaments better back then and would have won some of those, but it was fun to play.
The invite in the mail means so much to these players because it puts you on such a short mailing list of the game's greats.
Well, it felt great. I mean, obviously it was a big honor. I mean, like I said, it's a very selective field. It's a very small field with the best amateurs in the country at the time. And you know, also with my dad growing up in Pennsylvania, and all that kind of, you know, helped it a little bit there. But, you know, it was just a fun tournament, great people, and great event.
The invite in the mail means so much to these players because it puts you on such a short mailing list of the game's greats.
It attracted the best players and still does today, and the best players usually go on to take the next step onto the professional circuit. So, you know, there's a few events like that, but the history behind the Sunny Hannah is tremendous. I just love the way the community gets behind it too. I think that makes it special.
Nice people on a nice golf course, and I think the thing I remember the most about the tournament is you know, how wonderful the crowds are there, and you stay in private housing, and it's not a very big field. It's a very small, limited field, and you get to know all the players really well that week. So,
Yeah, I think that's the deal. You know, these guys look in the mail every day for the invitation rather than picking out where they're going to play. It's where they want to play. And Sunny Hannah has always been one of those tournaments. But, you know, they do a great job with the tournament, or they did, and I'm sure they do now.
I thought we'd take a break from our featured foursomes to talk about a golfer who certainly stands alone. He's in his mid-70s, but at the height of his career, his scores rarely were. Arnold Palmer is a legend of the game, and it's nice to know that he feels about Sunny Hannah the way the golf world feels about him. That is, glad to know he's been around so long, and even happier to know that he's still going strong.
Of course, that was a little early for me, but any tournament that I played in and had any success in was something that helped prompt me to get on with my game and encourage me to do better. So it was one of the very important stops along the way for me.
It was 1949, and the Sunny Hannah Amateur was still the Sunny Hannah Invitational. And then 18-year-old Arnold Palmer would win that year's event.
Well, I was very pleased to be playing at the Sunny Hannah Invitational. The format was a little different, but of course I always feel like it's the same tournament with a different format. It was fun. I enjoyed winning it, and I particularly enjoy being called one of the past champions of that event. And of course, now that I have a grandson participating in that event, I really look forward to his being here, and of course I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be in Johnstown to watch him play, and of course I hope that he can get his game all together and do some good.
Next featured foursome feels the same way, and looking at all they have done since playing in Johnstown, it leaves the impression Sunny Hannah must have left an impression as well. Freddie Funk, Tom Lehman, Scott Verplank, a two-time champion, by the way, as well as this year's Masters champion, Phil Mickelson.
Sure, yeah, it wouldn't be unusual. I mean, when you beat the best competition up, when you get used to winning, I mean, that's what Tiger did. He basically learned to win at the junior level, then he learned to win at the amateur level, and then he went to college for the short stint, and then he came out here and beat the world. So, you know, he learned to win at every level, and I think that's very important to do.
I think it's great to have top-end amateur events that consistently get the best players. Sunny Hannah, the Porter Cup, the U.S. Amateur, the Western Amateur, the Northeastern Amateur. Those events yearly get the best players. I think that's very important for amateurs to be able to showcase their events on a showcase their abilities on a national scale.
A little later on, you're going to hear from Sunny Hannah legends, Jay Siegel and Alan Doyle. They'll tell you about how being invited and playing in the Sunny Hannah Amateur helped make a name for them as amateur golfers. But even for golfers like champion John Harris, there's more than making a name. There's making friends, not only with other golfers, but with the families who open their doors and their homes to these golfers from all over the world.
Sunny Hannah is one of the great tournaments in America, and it was always a fun way for us to kind of start the year. And I had a little bit of success there, and the tradition and history of Sunny Hannah is like no other.
John Harris, like hundreds of others, knows Sunny Hannah is a historic and great golf tournament. As a man who won Sunny Hannah, he knows the impact of such success.
Every great college player and every great amateur had success at Sunny Hannah, and so I think you feel like if you could play well at Sunny Hannah, you could play well just about anywhere.
Harris proudly wears the label of Sunny Hannah champion because he says to get that title, you have to earn it.
it's a unique golf course in that it's not all about power, and a lot of times the kids will come there and once in a while they'll be able to overpower it, but generally the golf course will win, and you have to kind of work your way around the golf course and be patient on the greens, and it's a real test of who can be patient and who can wait and then get a couple breaks near the end.
One thing Harris hopes is never near the end is the tournament itself. 50 and growing stronger, Sunnehanna, he says, is a link between golf's past and golf's future.
You know, we don't have many traditions in golf that go 50 years, and you know, to all the people at Johnstown and to the members of Sunnehanna and the staff and everybody, I just applaud them for having so much passion for amateur golf and to do the things that they've done for amateur golf. It's one of the tournaments that I miss not being able to come back to.
Amateur golfers from all over the world are very excited when this course opens its doors to them to play. When they get here, however, they find out something more, that the members here, these families, open the doors to their homes and welcome them as well. It's something our next foursome remembers also. Billy Andrade, David Eager, Andy North, and J.J. Henry have a varied resume. Eager was a pro, had some success, then became an amateur and again returned to Sunnehanna. And 4 PGA wins makes the point. And Andy North, not only a stellar pro career, but a U.S. Amateur Open title to his credit and a broadcasting career for the Golf Channel and ESPN. J.J. Henry is considered one of the true young talents in the game. These men know travel, and thanks to Sunnehanna, they know hospitality.
I'm still friends with the Tom Haves today, Dr. Tom Haves and his wife Lauren. You know, we still get together to this day, so I stayed with them for years, and we had a wonderful relationship, and that's what I think is the cool thing about the tournament, is that, you know, all the players stay with families, and you got to build relationships that last your whole life.
It is one of the finer qualities of the Sunnehanna, players staying in the homes of members. It makes a mark, so much so that to many, turning pro comes with one drawback, saying goodbye to their family at Sunnehanna.
And always looked at it as always kind of the first event really of the big amateur event, so to speak, each summer to kind of jumpstart your hopefully good play. And I had an opportunity to play in it, I think 3 times. So again, I mean, the people, the camaraderie, the golf course, it's just a great place, a great venue, and you know, sometimes playing out here you take for granted, but you miss going back to places like Sunnehanna.
The Sunnehanna families are only part of the feel-good equation. This being a tournament for champions, players spent the week with other familiar faces as well.
Correctly, we all stayed with members, which was really a lot of fun, and it was a great week of having a great time and some good golf. And the neat thing about amateur golf is that you all traveled around so much together, so it was a bunch of your buddies doing a lot of things you love to do.
While golfers hit the range because practice makes perfect, these amateur golfers hit Sunnehanna because members, the course, and the town make it perfect.
It's a wonderful week there in Johnstown, and I would encourage anybody who's eligible to play Sunnehanna or gets invited to certainly go and play. Well, it's the marquee amateur event other than the U.S. Amateur to play, because it includes only includes champions for amateur golf. So it's quite an honor, and it kind of starts the season off the 1st of June. So a lot of fun.
While there have been plenty of rounds and even more visits to the driving range, most who hit Sunnehanna remember it well and remember it fondly.
It's pretty amazing to have a tournament that's lasted this long, and it goes to show you the type of community involvement and everybody at that club that has done all the right things over the years to keep the tournament going. And you have to have a great membership, you have to have a great pro, and Joe Shorto's done an unbelievable job there. And you know, when you have great people that are running tournaments, it can last, and obviously Sunnehanna has had some great leadership throughout the years.